Alright guys, got this thing broke down a little bit further. Did all that off camera. I ain't really missed much. Just taking stuff apart and cleaning. Taking stuff apart and cleaning, that's all I've done. Now I'm getting ready to, got the old welder drug out here. Cases have been cleaned, blasted. And ground around the cracks. They've been chased out on one side. And a hole drilled in the end of every crack. Here is a broken piece. I'm gonna weld these cracks first in the case. I'm gonna clamp it, get all these cracks because they will move. You can probably see it moving there. Yep. I'm gonna weld these cracks up first, and then after that, we'll come back in, get this hopefully stuck back on here. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think this side will go okay. Other than that deep hole down there might be interesting. There's probably going to be spots that this ain't going to be able to reach, but we'll just do the best we can. I'll bring you back when I start welding that right there. I'll pull it back up. I don't know if y'all be able to see anything. I don't have a lens, arc camera or anything. So, but anyway, I'll let you hang around for that. And maybe putting this piece back on too, but it's going to be broken up into several clips because there's a lot of stuff to do in between here. I'll have to go in and burr and clean, and this is going to take a while. This is probably going to take a couple hours by the time this is all said and done. There's nothing really fast about this, but I'll try to show you some of it. There's not really many videos on weld magnesium. Everybody's terrified of it. I think they're going to catch on fire immediately, but it's really not scary at all. It welds pretty easily and pretty nicely, but it does. You'll see it when I start welding. It throws some big black nasty mess out of it. That's just magnesium though. That's just what it does. I'm gonna be welding with the Prime Weld 225. It's an AC/DC machine. I think we got a number 12 cup on it right now. Pyrex cup. We'll use that one. So we're gonna need quite a bit of stick out in several places. Otherwise, I'd switch to a smaller cup. And then here's the filler we'll be using. ERAZ 92A. This shit's expensive. If you start to get into this, 1 pound of that's like $70 some. So if you decide you're gonna weld magnesium, then that's a pretty big expense. But there is a ton of it in there because 1 pound is a lot of pieces of magnesium because it's super light. So anyway, just a little part of a rig run down here. I'm not gonna get too in depth into all that. I'm not a professional welder by any means, but I can stick 2 pieces of metal together. Anyway, I'll bring you back whenever I get set up and ready to weld these cracks up. See you back in a minute. Alright, we're all set up to weld this. Machine's on and everything, so, and the heater's on, so it might be a little bit noisy, but I'll arc a spot on it, but I hadn't actually really welded anything yet, so let's see what it does. that look good. And it's kind of a mess. Well, magnesium kind of sucks, but more of a build-up job than anything, and trying to get it fused back together, so it should work. I got a lot more of this to go, so I'm gonna stop the camera and get on the rest of it. I'll bring you back later at some point. Alright, I didn't record any more of the welding or anything because, man, it's just painful to watch. It's painful to do too. It really sucks. Weld magnesium's kind of a build-up game, but I just got done. I got it all stuck back together. It went as well as could be expected, I guess you'd say. I have not cleaned it up yet. It's just welded back together. That's it. But here it is. There's nothing pretty about this at all. It'll look a little better once I get done with it, but probably not going to do much to the backside. Just leave that material there. But I think we got something usable now. I think we got something to work with here. There was a couple places I couldn't get that down in that hole. I just couldn't. This area here was just too small to get down in it. I got around it as best I could though, and up underneath of that right there, you can still see that little crack right there. But I got the top side of it. That's where the air injection nozzle goes through, so not too worried about that. I got that, yeah, so. Everywhere else though, I actually got it welded better than I thought I was going to, especially back here on this, and this stuff right here. Pretty well got the crack fused all the way, all the way even around this webbing and stuff, and wrap back around. Anyway, just thought I'd bring y'all back and show you the progress, what it looks like right now. You'll see what it looks like later after I get it cleaned up. I'm not going to record any of that. That's all boring shit. Nobody wants to watch that. Nobody wants to do that either, but I guess I'm going to do it. I'm going to pull it. We'll grind it down a little bit and then blast that whole area off and go up and see my boy and get a can of paint. Pull all this stuff back down. I just had the cylinder on there to, if you didn't notice earlier, everything's in it. There's no open holes on it from where I blasted it. I got it all sealed up, so I'm gonna blast it again. And of course, we'll still flush it out after we're done, but I'm well pleased with that. Went from trash to, I think, something here. We'll probably have to chase a couple of them holes out. I know we're going to have to clean up on that coil boss right there. Got a little bit of shit on top of it. That stuff's no big deal. Does not appear that the case gasket is burnt either. I was trying not to split the cases on this because parts are really hard for these things right now. I mean, I had to, just to find a piston was kind of a job, so yeah. Anyway, I'll bring you back after I get it all cleaned up and maybe ready to start test fitting some of this stuff back in here and making sure this stuff sits back on like it's supposed to. I think that's all I got for you for tonight though. Catch you guys in a little bit on the next clip. I'm gonna mush all this into one video, I think. I might actually make just a video about this right here and coming back up with the cleaned up cases. I might just bring you back to that last part and then cut that off there and move on to some other stuff that needs to be done.